Hello everyone! Welcome to a quick help video on how to complete your Croptions Conclusion Assignment. This is also known as our Year 2 Scientific Explanation because this is where you are going to show us what you learned from this assignment. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and take a look at this. I've pulled up the Google Docs version. You can pull up this version, which is linked in your course content, or you can pull up the Microsoft Word version. It doesn't matter which one you choose, just have it open. What you'll notice is in order to have this assignment done, you have to have your scorecards completed. That's year 1 and year 2. So it's really important because you're going to need evidence from those scorecards to help you to answer your CERs in this form, or on this form. These first questions right here, these are all questions you are just answering on your own. They are super easy questions. As long as you put an answer there, you won't get marked wrong, okay? These are just questions about terms we've talked about, what biodiversity is, what kind of biodiversity you had, and also how you actually use that Croptions menu with all the choices on it in order to plan your farm. So that's the first question, is what considerations were made. Considerations meaning what did you think about as you were building your farm. So go back to your Croptions menu. Pull in what you know from there. Were you looking at how much things cost versus how much the profit was? Were you looking at the ecosystem services? Were you looking at the ecosystem disservices? Make sure you include any considerations that you made as you built your farm in year 2 versus year 1. Okay? Initial thoughts to consider before you complete your CER. Again, this is just background information that you should have as you're doing this. Okay, this is the goal. We wanted you guys to already have this in your mind as you're working on coming up with this conclusion. So what is biodiversity? That's just your understanding of what that word means. Okay, then you're going to take that, what you understand in this question, and answer it for the next one. What kind of biodiversity did you have on your farm? When we're talking about your farm, that's the farm that you designed. So that's your actual Croptions farm design. So again, look at your farm. Did you have more than one type of plant? Did you have animals on it? That's what biodiversity is. So you can include everything like that in your answer. What are ecosystem services? You can be specific and give those 3 examples of the services that we talked about during Class Connect. Or you can also go into the Croptions menu and you can look at all the services that each different crop option provided. So that's your understanding of what that term means. Okay, we had a whole Class Connect about ecosystem services and a quiz. So if you're confused on what that term means, go back and watch that recording. That'll really help you out. This question right here, how did the services affect your farm positively and or negatively? You're going to go through and actually say, hey, by having bees, I was able to make more money. I got $400 extra by having my bees next to my blueberries. Okay. If you had your bees, but you didn't have them next to your flowering crops that you needed to, that might not have given you that extra benefits. That's something that you could write down as well. Okay? So again, easy questions. Don't overthink it. For your scientific explanation, these are 3 claims. Some of them have evidence already fill in the blank style. The second one does. The first and third one, you just have to fill it in on your own based on your farm. So all you're doing is trying to prove this claim correct. Okay, we are trying to guide you over here with these principles. So this should be information you can use to put in your evidence or reasoning, probably your reasoning. Okay, the evidence should come right from your farm. So it says, when choosing which farm units to include on the farm, evaluating the services, disservices, and ergonomy notes, those were 3 columns on your Croptions menu that was beneficial for you. So give me your evidence. I looked at blah, 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 and this, and that's all you have to put. I use this information about this crop. So for example, strawberries, I looked at the services, the disservices, and the ergonomy notes. Okay, so I think one of the crops was like resistant to drought. So I used that because in year 1 I got hit with a drought. So I wanted to have crops in there that were not going to be affected by drought. And that could be your evidence in there. Okay, reasoning. So again, it tells us right here, in science, when we're evaluating solution, it's important to take into the range of constraints. So I use the services, disservices, and ergonomy notes as your constraints. You took that into account while you were building and designing your farm. So that's just what you're going to do for that first claim. Second claim, what's the connection? This is where you really need to show me that the biodiversity on your farm links to your human economic gain. When I say human economic gain, you guys, I'm talking about profits. That's money. Is that linking? Okay, there is a connection. There is a connection. I want you to explain that connection. We prompted you for the evidence, so all you have to do is choose one of the phrases. You guys choose it. Anything highlighted in yellow, you're choosing one, deleting the other. In this case, listing what units you used. Reasoning, why did you do your farm like that? What was the connection? So that's where you're going to tell me what the connection was. Down here, pollution, invasive species, pest, diseases, or changes in the climate. You guys, those were all of your costs that were incurred at the end of your year. So after you built your farm, you looked up your profits, then you got slammed with all those costs. That's what you're going to look at for claim 3. Be specific in this one. Tell me, on my second year, I got hit with corn borers. Corn borers are pests, okay? They destroy all your corn crops, and they lost my profit because I had 5 corn crops on my farm, if you did. I don't know. Okay, so just be specific in your evidence. What are you going to pull in? You only have to pick one of those. You can do more than one, but you'd only have to pick one. So look at your farm and tell us how it affected the biodiversity. So whenever that happened, what happened as a result? You didn't make money. If the corn borers come in, corn borers are going to obviously kill your corn crops. Okay, you can get a disease, like if you got hit with mad cow disease. Well, there goes your whole your whole pasture of dairy cows. So that could also be bad. Okay, that's going to change your biodiversity as well. So that's what we want you guys to tie in. If you're looking at this and you're like, I have no idea what to write, you're overthinking it. Try your best. Get something turned into the Dropbox, because something in the grade book is better than nothing. Okay? The last part is your explanation. And this is the whole standard we're trying to tell you or teach you about how humans are going to impact this biodiversity. So by planting these crops and these farmlands, understanding those ecosystem services, how are we changing, or how is biodiversity changing as a result of us implementing these different types of services? Okay, so that is just your understanding of it. You guys, we're not looking for like an amazingly long answer for any of these, but we do want you to give us evidence. If you've not done your year 1 and year 2 cost sheets, you won't have the evidence to give us. So that's why we also said your scorecard, your cost, when I say scorecard and cost sheet, they're the same thing. That's why we always say that it's really important that you have those assignments done before you start this. And that's what we've been honing in on every class connect this week. So please, please, please try your best to get these done and turn into the Dropbox, because otherwise you're going to be getting some extra targeted classes next week. Whew. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy this video. If you have questions, please send us an email, but be specific in what you need help with. All right, see you later. Bye.